Hello. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. I'm just gonna test my audio for a second. Just one moment, please. Hello. Okay, we're back. I'm pretty sure it's working. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Today we're gonna draw a really cute hedgehog character, which was suggested in the last stream. I'm so excited. This is Penelope the tawny owl, who we drew 2 streams ago. Super cute. So yes, wait, let me, because I wrote notes because it was such a good idea. I wrote it down. Looking at my notes. Okay. Wonderful user Tatsudon suggested that I draw a hedgehog with a hedgehog who lives in a wine cellar and who spends the evenings cataloging the wine. And I just thought that was super cute. And I was imagining this little hedgehog in like a little outfit with like a notepad, just like going around cataloging everything. But I'm thinking, and I would like to put this to the people, but also I might just make a little tweak to the idea, and I'll explain why. So this cute little hedgehog character, I really want to draw, like explore this character and figure out what it looks like and how he lives his little life. But I'm thinking I would really like to use these drawings in a portfolio for like picture book illustration, that being the goal, because I definitely need to like add a little bit to my picture book illustration portfolio. So I'm like, why not use this cute little character that we're going to be drawing on the stream and pop that in my portfolio. But with that in mind, being a children's picture book portfolio, I'm wondering if maybe wine is not the best thing. So here's my pitch. What if it's a little hedgehog character who lives in a pantry and catalogs the food and the vegetables and is like, this tomato, you must eat it today. It's gonna go bad tomorrow. And leaves a little note. And then the owner of the pantry comes in and is like, oh, what? who's organizing my pantry? So that's my pitch of a slight tweak. But how is everyone today? Esther is asking how my weekend was. Thank you for asking. Yeah, it's been pretty good. Pretty chill. I think we watched some movies the other night. We watched The Emperor's New Groove, which I haven't seen in quite a while, and that's pretty fun. And yeah, just like chilling at home. It's a long weekend this weekend, so is it just state or is it the whole country? I don't know. But anyway, where I am, there's a public day off for everyone today. So hooray. And yeah. Yeah, excited to get into some drawings. So we're gonna look at Penelope while I do a little bit of I'm just gonna look up what a hedgehog looks like. And I'm thinking like cute little hedgehog. They come from different, they're different hedgehogs. There's like, is there a British hedgehog / European? And am I wrong? Is there an American hedgehog? I think I'm imagining a British hedgehog. Oh, I found a handy infographic. Oh, there's all sorts of hedgehogs. There's a North African hedgehog. There's something called a Hughes hedgehog. That's cute. A desert hedgehog. There are so many kinds. They all look approximately the same shape though. Cute. Yay, long weekend for Essa. Woo woo woo. Chipolt123 says, good weekend. Yay. Hello everyone. Okay, so I'm gonna start sketching some hedgehogs, and my first question is, how does a hedgehog wear an outfit? I don't know. Maybe we'll figure it out. They have like all these spiky spikes on their back, and I'm wondering if that's gonna get in the way of outfit clothing. But let's try. I have this like this thought in my head, and sometimes drawing when you have an idea in your head doesn't quite translate exactly as you imagine it, but let's try drawing it and see what happens. And I'm just going to tweak my brush settings because I don't have opacity on right now. Let's pop that on. Now I do. Okay, so I'm thinking like round. It's a groundbreaking concept. It's round. And little shoes. Little shoes is a good idea. Little shoes. So then wait, round body. So I'm thinking like not much distinction between the head and the bod. My first pass sketches are often really rough. So that's what's happening right here. Ears, maybe little ears. I'm going to start again and I'm going to think more about pose. I'm picturing this little hedgehog is like looking up at the whole pantry and it's like, whoa, look at all of the work I must do in like a bean shape. I don't know about eyes. How are the eyes working? Are they like, are they like dot eyes or are they little? Maybe they're big. Let me look at Penelope again. I love Penelope's eyes. They're so pretty. They might be too big for a hedgehog though. Sometimes I think like just a little dot for an eye is really effective. What's going on here? So I want to be like getting out the ideas, sketching a bunch of ideas. So let's just go. My cat's walking across the table. Inky, what are you doing? Inky, meh. She's in the sort of mood where she wants to sit in my chair and she's upset that I'm sitting in it. Spike, spike, spike. Oh my gosh, spike, spike, spike. And I'm thinking like some kind of clipboard. But something I want to do with this hedgehog is just have everything like people scale. Because hedgehogs are really little. So wouldn't it be cute if everything was just a bit big? So, how little are hedgehogs? How little are they? They're pretty little. Oh, I can see one that is about the size of someone holding it in two hands. Okay. How big is a pencil then? Okay, pencils are about as tall as hedgehogs. Oh no. How are you gonna hold it? What would a clipboard be to a hedgehog? What even is a clipboard to a hedgehog? Is that a poem or something? I feel like that's a famous line. But obviously not with hedgehog and clipboard. It's like, what even is a something to a something? It's like a famous thing people, is it something people say? I don't know. Hedgehogs are from everywhere. I'm looking at more infographics. They're everywhere. Wow, cool. All over Africa and Europe and Asia. Interesting. I did not know that. How about this just like little hands in this one? Just do little hands. Oh no. Oh no, there's a lot of tomatoes over there. I don't know if I can organize them all. Oh no. Okay, let's just do like a slightly neater path on this one, and then I'll come up with another shape. Very, very eyebrowsy. Very brows. I wonder if there's like a hedgehog eyebrow person who does everyone's eyebrows. Spike, 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 spike. So cute. Oh my gosh, hedgehogs just look really cute, but I'm sure they're prickly. But I just like they look cuddly. Hmm. Is there like a little fluff under here? No, no, there's not. There wouldn't be. Feet though. So this is just a hedgehog. This is not any outfit yet. Just a hedgehog with some worries. Okay, let's try another one. I'm just gonna draw a bunch of different shapes, and then we'll look at them all together and figure out which one's good. I'm thinking also about like Beatrix Potter. I look at reference on my phone, which is obviously not on the screen. So I have to kind of describe what I'm looking up. I'm gonna look up has Beatrix Potter drawn a hedgehog? I'm gonna Google Beatrix Potter hedgehog. Oh my gosh. Mrs. Tiggy Winkle, of course. Now, Mrs. Tiggy Winkle, she is wearing an outfit and it's really cute and it sort of goes around her whole body, which makes a lot of sense. So she's not really worried about the spikes getting in the way. Cool, cool. Okay, good to know. Mrs. Tiggy Winkle. She looks really sweet. Okay, back to hedgehogs. Now, like, another thought is, how about I'll just draw a hedgehog in like, like a little outfit, but like what little outfit? I'm thinking like this hedgehog is assessing and organizing and sorting. So to me, that says waistcoat. I don't know why. What if we do like little cheeks, like chubby little cheeks? And then looking at a hedgehog that's sort of turned towards us, because this previous one I've got the nose off to the side. But what would that look like if it was like more forward? I want to do really simple shapes. That looks like a wombat though. I don't know that I've captured the depth of the nose yet. No. Maybe there's like, this is like a muzzle, and then this is like the nose. Does it look like a bear now? Kind of. Let's add prickles. So I'm thinking waistcoat. What do waistcoats look like? Let's look one up. Waistcoat. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's like a little... okay, there's like a little... This goes all around. I feel like the neckline's quite high because it's got to go all the way around this little bod. But here's the thing about things being human size. So this has been stitched for a hedgehog, but buttons are the size of buttons, right? So maybe we can have like 2 buttons, and they're really big. They've not been stitched on evenly because they're so little. This kind of overlaps. This has got to go behind the buttons. We need room for stitching as well. I feel like this hedgehog with this particular like spiny hairstyle just looks very suave. Are there I was gonna say, are there pockets? Is there room for a pocket in this tiny, tiny waistcoat? I don't know. I don't know that there's room for a pocket. Every item you would want to put in a pocket would be too big. I completely forgot his arms. Where did the arms go? I haven't thought about this at all. No, I've just wrapped him up. Oh no. Tiny, tiny little hand. Tiny little hand, little arm, and let's just have this one here. And then this is going to be the pencil. This is going to be approximately a human-sized pencil. I like the idea that it's one that you have to sharpen, and like this little hedgehog trying to sharpen the pencil. And obviously there's an eraser because, you know, no hedgehog is perfect. Chipotle123 has to go. Well, thank you for stopping by. No worries. You can. This will be on my my live tab later. If you want to watch it back when you're free, there will be the recording on my live tab. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. Esther says my art style's gorgeous. Thank you. These are really really like rough experimental sketches. I'm gonna like hopefully we'll get to a point where I can do at least one drawing of this little character and we'll have figured out this little friend's shape and outfit and I'll draw him up in like a little pose or something. Hopefully. But like because I really do like this idea. Let me read out the username of whoever came up with it. Again, it was Tatsudon, Tatsudon. Amazing idea. And I really do want to like figure out this little character so that I can do a few drawings of this friend. So yeah, today I'm thinking like hopefully I'll just figure out what the character looks like and what he's wearing and maybe do one drawing of him. One like finished up quality drawing of him, and then like later I think it would be, I can't promise, but hopefully I'd like to do like a full background painting illustration of this little hedgehog in the pantry and like sorting some stuff. That would be really cute. There's no eyebrows. I feel like it's cute though. Let's try eyebrows. Yeah, okay. I like eyebrows. I always like eyebrows on characters because it just makes them emote really, really easily and really readably. What if the nose was really big? What if it was like wop, wop, wop? I think I prefer the smaller nose. But maybe if it was higher. Just a little mouth. I think it would be cute to have like a shirt. A little shirt with like big cufflinks. Not cufflinks, but like cuffs. That's pretty cute. Just tidy it up a little bit more. Doesn't need to be clean, but I wouldn't mind it being just a little bit neater. Spine's on the bottom here. Spine's here. There we go. Spiny everywhere. That makes a lot more sense. What is this? Just thinking about this this little sleeve here for the little arm space for the vest that I forgot about. What if it was like this kind of shape? Yeah, okay. Cool. So that was the first one. This is the second one. Let's do another one and let's save the file. Let's go back to Penelope for a moment. Penelope, so cute. We're trying to capture Penelope energy while drawing a hedgehog. Okay, I'm looking at pictures of hedgehogs. I think what I like about Penelope is the proportions, and like her head's really wide and short. So let's do that. Cute little nose. Trying to make the nose look more pointy. I am just going to lower the blind because the sun is streaming through. So one moment, please excuse me. Okay, you didn't hear that because I muted my mic. Haha. But much better. There's about an hour or so every morning when the sun is like in my face. it's a bit tricky. I look at my laptop and it's like so bright that it kind of hurts my eyes a little bit, so I just have to close the blind. Okay, it's a hedgehog. I really like cross eyes. They're really cute. And okay, Penelope, width. We're thinking width, wide, chunky friend. Little ears. And I really like this waistcoat, this waistcoat sort of thing. The idea of a waistcoat that's about the size of a hand, a person's hand, to fit a hedgehog. It's adorable. What if it was a shorter one though, and it was only one button? And the fabric is probably pretty thick, so let's do some slightly thick fabric. Pretty thick compared to this tiny little hedgehog. Look, it's an armhole. I remembered. And now prickly spikes. Prickly spikes can go... This is such a round little guy. And really wide legs. They were just like a little bit more chunky though. Spines all the way around the back. Spines. Okay, how do the arms fit in here? I keep thinking of this waistcoat as being like a plaid, like a pretty green plaid. How do the arms fit? This button could be bigger. It's true. It's true. Let's fix that now. Big button. It's so cute. Oh, the tailoring. Oh. So stylish. Very classy. Okay, really, how do these arms fit in? I feel like these legs are throwing me off. Which is in relation to the arms, so we're on topic, don't worry. No, that still feels odd. Hedgehog. And back to the arms. How do they fit in? Let me just draw on top on another layer. Let's go like... I really think it's cute when characters like put their hands out to the side and they put their little fingers up. You're just like, oh no. Doot, doot, doot. Let me redo this one. Nope, I have a better idea. I think I'm going to bring back the pencil. And with this arm, because the silhouette is a bit clearer if I use this arm, gonna draw, what was this pencil like? This one here. That's a big pencil. Let's do... Is it more thick or is it less thick? It's got to be... Maybe it's like there. And it's very sharp. And what to do with this near hand? Let's just pop it here again. That's pretty cute. Just to get rid of some of these lines here. I really like this facial expression. It's like looking up like, oh. Okay, that's probably okay for now. Let's try another one. First step of character design is draw a whole bunch. That was the first one. This is the second one. Then we did something like that. Now, I have this thought that I would like to do this hedgehog sitting. You know how children sit with their feet out like this? And they sort of draw on the ground. I'd like something like that would be really cute. Just gonna make sure there's enough room for a piece of paper. This is like round, but like kind of squashed on the ground. There's like spines here. I like the idea of eyes that are not just dot eyes, but like they're eyes with little, you know, like all of the bits of an eye. Let's look at Penelope again. I love Penelope. Channeling Penelope energy. This is gonna be way too big for a hedgehog. These eyes. Let me look at more reference pictures. Reference pictures. Oh, Inky is back and she's happy. She's not biting me. Kitty cat Inky. Aww. Something in there. Let's try again though. Oh, cute little blobby nose. Oh, oh, that's cute. Little cheeks. This is kind of like a puppy. Drawing is tricky. Drawing is tricky because it's like I have this idea in my head, but actually drawing it is an entirely different question. How are we gonna draw with a big pencil? This foot is gonna be in the way. Let's put that over here. This is a flexible hedgehog. Okay, are you ready for this pencil? Oh, let me just pop in some ears. Okay, pencil. Pencil. It's a big pencil. And how would you hold this pencil? You'd have like your whole arm around it, right? It'd be like... And then little fingies here. Something like that. Okay, and now a piece of paper. A piece of paper would be like... Let me write a little note on the piece of paper. Spinning it around. Okay, so this little hedgehog is organizing a pantry and goes into the pantry at night and is like, you know, you gotta eat these ones next. These tomatoes are gonna go bad in a few days. You know, you should really store your carrots in water, or at least that's what I've heard. Okay, so I'm just gonna write the note over here. Eat by today, and then I have this idea that we spell it with an E and then cross it out and then it's a Y. But I want to do the E backwards. So that's going to look like that. Okay. Because this is a hedgehog. It's a little baby. Doesn't know how to write. Has a big pencil. In terms of the perspective of this paper, I'll just write this up and then I'll warp it into the spot. And then maybe I'll draw over it so that I can get the perspective. Okay, so. Nope, that's too good for a little hedgehog. It looks like a G. That looks doesn't look right. Let's just do, wait, I've forgotten which way an E goes now. Let's just do a, nope, that looks like a C. 3. That looks like a C. It's gonna be, I don't know. How do kids write? Let me look up some kids' handwriting. Kids' handwriting. Okie dokie. We could do a capital E. That should go longer. Eat. To that looks okay. Yeah, cool. Now we select that and I'm going to warp it into perspective. I should probably wait. Okay, yep. And warp these into where I've popped this. Now let's see if I can get part of it to line up with the pencil. Yeah, that'll do. Haha. Now we just get rid of my little note here. Adorable. Now there's not quite a waistcoat in this outfit. There's not much of an outfit at all. Can I fit one in? Might be too hard to read. Let's not do it in this one. Let me just fix this little foot up. Little foot. Gotta have little paw prints. Little paw feet. I really like this idea for a pose. I don't know that I've gotten the hedgehog's shape yet. So we'll keep this one in mind. Seeing where we came from, what we've done already. Okay, interesting. What to try next? Maybe let's look at some. I'm gonna look at some illustration reference. Let's go back to Penelope in the meantime. She's just so pretty. Okay, so I'm looking up. What am I looking up? Hedgehog character design. I think it is important when you are designing characters. You want to look at reference of the actual thing, the real like photos of the animal or whatever it is that you're drawing. But also it's good to look at other people's character drawings to see how they've solved the shapes. And then obviously not to do exactly what they're doing, but to be inspired by those shapes and to think like, oh, I didn't know that you could push proportions in that direction. Let's try something like that. But then making it your own. So yeah, I really like looking at other people's illustrations. There are some really cute hedgehog illustrations. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. It's all very inspiring. I'm sorry that you can't see. Okay, let's try another one. Thank you, Penelope. So it has to be, we have to be standing up and walking. Otherwise, how are we going to hold the pencil? And just go really low, little face to make things cute. There's all these theories about like what is cute, and when you do character design, like what are some shortcuts to make things cute. One of them is really big forehead, because like babies have really big foreheads, like proportionately. So if you go big forehead, kind of looks more like a baby, which is pretty cute. A little nose. What if the arms just like stick out to the side? And then I do like, someone suggested shoes, and that would be cute. I'm not quite sure how to make the tiniest shoes. What if the spikes don't really have a direction? They just go out. Like an egg. Gonna need some little ears. Do they go down here? Or are they like up here? I think there's pretty nice. Okay, back to the waistcoat. I cannot get over this idea of the waistcoat. And a big old button. Let's do a square button because this hedgehog is like a round egg shape. So why not mix it up? Some little circles in here where the string would be. It's got to go all the way around the spines. All the way around. This is too silly. Is that even possible? This is like, I really like the idea that this hedgehog is like really really professional and really takes his job very seriously. And you know, you have to be dressed for work. You must be dressed appropriately for work. So you have to put on this extremely restrictive vest to look professional. But it just makes it really difficult to move because it's just like this hedgehog is so small that if you were to make a waistcoat out of fabric and like normal size buttons, it would just be very restrictive. That's silly. Is it silly, but is it silly in a bad way? I think we can agree it's silly. Little shiny nose. Aww. Little cheeks. Little bit of cheek blush. Toes, toes, toes. Okie dokie. I like this one. This one's really cute. It's just a little egg. You could roll this hedgehog. Just roll away. Okay, but this vest is maybe a bit much. Wait, I just want to put some put like a plaid design on it. Just going, oop, wrong button. Nope, wrong button again. Just gonna select the shape. And get rid of the button. That's adorable. I really like this one. I don't think it's it, but I think we're getting somewhere. Now, what would I change? I feel like it's the vest. It's just so silly. What to do about this vest? Let me do a little bit more thinking. And also it would be good to have more like eyes, like bigger eyes. I mean, more eyes. So many eyes on this hedgehog. No, I mean like larger eyes. Okay, I'm going to, the previous ones I've turned off, but this one I think I might just set to the side because there's something in it that I like. So I'm gonna pop you, where will I go if I zoom out? Pop you there maybe. That's probably some room. I love the scale of the button. I love how restricted the vest is, but it just might be a bit impractical. Let's go, I'm gonna go for like eyes now, bigger eyes. Just move that down a little bit for some room. And I like the oval shape. Let me just adjust these a little bit. Oh no, I've put all these hotkeys on my drawing tablet and I keep forgetting which button is which button. I think this mouth, like let's go to the other mouth maybe. Let's do, yeah, more like the one we had before. Because I'm thinking like designing this as though for a children's picture book. Like in picture books, images are still, so you can kind of push shapes around a little bit. Whereas if this was designed for animation, well, if this was designed for 3D animation, it would have to kind of make sense in 3 dimensions because someone's going to have to model it. Designing this for 2D animation, you have a little bit more freedom, though it is going to still have to make sense in when it's moving. But you can like break rules a bit more in 2D animation and get away with stuff as long as it kind of looks right. But it does have to kind of look like it makes sense, even if it actually practically doesn't. But in picture book illustration, you can do whatever you want because it's a still image. It just has to kind of look like the same character on every page. It has to be recognizable, basically, so that people reading the book are like, oh, this is still this character. But because it's not moving, you can get away with a bunch. So what I'm thinking is this kind of mouth, I would just draw it in that approximately that shape from every angle, and that would be probably okay. Look at that vest, it's so silly. How to do the vest on this one? I think also this nose, I'm just going to lift it up a bit higher. I'm just thinking also while we're doing this face, like if we're looking to the side, I'd really like it. I really like it when eyes go super far to the side. But then it's just a question of how do they look when they're looking forward. Let's do like really cross-eyed. It's so cute. Where's the mouth? Is there a mouth? Yeah. Kind of like there not being a mouth. It's kind of cute. But their eye, something about the eyes being so like full of character now is that I feel like there needs to be a mouth. Whereas this one, like, the eyes are dots. There's no eyebrows. There's no mouth, and it's fine. You know, because there's less detail overall in the face. Whereas this one down here, you know, I'm adding all this information. It feels weird to not have a mouth. I think the nose was bigger. I don't know. I really got to get on with the rest of the body. Why don't I? Go round. How to do the vest in a different way, maybe. The button is so big that it does not fit on the vest. Little feet again. These spines do not match the top spines. Let's do them again. Oh, Esther has to go. Oh, thank you for watching though. No worries. Thank you for stopping by. As I tell everyone when they depart, there will be the recording of this on my channel in my live tab if you would like to watch this later, if you want to catch up on the bits that you miss. But thank you for stopping by. I feel like this hedgehog is maybe a little bit too wacky. I feel like wacky is the word. Like, just a bit much going on. Then I get a little pocket in this vest. Little tiny pockets. You could maybe fit like a crumb, like the tiniest little crumb, or yeah, like a half a seed in these little pockets. Don't know if it's really reading as waistcoat. I think it's the little pointy bits at the front that make it kind of a waistcoat. That feels more like a waistcoat. Now, the arms. Where have I put them? Where did they go? Let's just do that on a separate layer because I feel like I'm going to be drawing over stuff. Whenever I'm drawing over the top of other stuff, I feel like I just want to like new layer. Little hedgehog feeties, little feets. Boop boop. I'm wondering if like the solution to well, like having little armholes in the waistcoat made it. Oops, sorry, I just bumped the mic. Sorry. Don't know if you even heard that, but I apologize. Having like a little space in the waistcoat for an armhole is kind of overcomplicating it a bit much for my liking. So I'm wondering if we just have the waistcoat go up to wherever the arms happen to be. And as the arms move, there's a little space wherever they need to go. That's probably fine, right? I'm having a thought. Let's just get rid of these spines. And I'm just curious what's going to happen if I change the shape, if they just go, oh my gosh, if they just go up. That's kind of cute. That's too many. What a prickle. A little prickly friend. Oh no. Moved my toolbar. There we go. Oh no, why am I on a blurring brush? That's better. Just figuring out my layers again. Get rid of this little bit here. Now he looks punk rock. Oh no, he's not supposed to look punk rock. He's supposed to look like a cute little friend who organizes the pantry. Oh, he looks like a rebel. No, no. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. What do I feel like there's something in the middle of these two. There must be something in the middle. I'm gonna look at a bit more reference. Get at my reference, which you can't see, I'm sorry. Maybe if it's like, I'm gonna put them both to the side. I'm running out of room. Let's just shrink them down a little bit. This is quite a big canvas, so that's okay. Shrink it down a little bit. Shrink you down a little bit. Okie dokie. And we're looking at the old versions as well. I really like this, like sitting on the floor drawing kind of idea. And big pencil and buttons. Yeah, we're getting closer. Okay, there must be something in the middle. Something like this is like the little face. A big nose. Ooh. Is this? Might be getting somewhere. Hold, cross your fingers. Cute when eyebrows are just like these little dots. They're not like a full eyebrow. It's just like little specky bits. Those are cute. think we're getting somewhere. Tiny little feet. Tiny. That might be too tiny. Hold the pencil. That finger looks odd. Ah, I think we're getting somewhere. Hooray! I really like this one. Just gonna redo this foot. Bit more energy. More energy. Tiny little spines that are all kind of smooth together. And we're holding the pencil. Let me just make a bit of room. Come down here. I think the pencil, what if it was like really thin? So that it wasn't too difficult to hold. I mean, it's already really big. A really big pencil. But it could be a thin pencil. And then there's more contrast because the little hedgehog is squat and round and the pencil is long and thin. And I like that better. Yeah. I like it. Shiny little nose. Hooray! Oh, this looks like he's attacking the top one. Move over. Just looking, I just keep looking at this one, and it was supposed to be so cute and like little waistcoat, little butler kind of hedgehog, but then I lifted the spines and he just looks like a little punk rocker, which is so cute and not at all what I was going for. You know, you're like drawing something and it just like appears before you as something entirely different. Whoops. Okay. Is there waistcoat potential on this one? I really like this one. I think this is the first one that's really captured the sort of style that I'm going for. But it's important to do all the experimenting and the drawing of bad shapes that don't really work to get to this point. Most of drawing is not giving up. Okie dokie. So, how to waistcoat? I really want a waistcoat. Can we do a button like this? I'm on a separate layer, by the way. Just turn this one down. Is the button too big? Maybe what it needs, it's occurring to me that a big part of waistcoats is the little shirt collary bit. The shirt collary bit. Looking at reference. Because I'm looking at pictures of waistcoats, but they're all just like waistcoats on a mannequin and not someone actually wearing them. Or like waistcoats as shirts, which is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for waistcoats in like a three-piece suit situation. Okay, that's what we've been missing, the little shirt bit. Little shirt bit. And it goes all the way around. And we've got to get these little pointy, the pointy bit of the vest. I'm not entirely convinced by that shirt bit that I did, but keeping it, keep going, keep going. This is waistcoat. Okay, waistcoat sort of pulling away from body a little bit. Waistcoats are shorter, well, longer in the front, shorter in the back, at least shorter on the sides. Shorter in the back. I'm going to assume. We can do a little, they can do a little, like a little one of these, like a little whoop kind of shape. Nice. Okay, not convinced by these sharp collary bits. The big button's adorable. Hello, Wild Silver Studio, who has said he could be the main character of his own little comic book. Adorable. Yes, I'd like to draw this little character as though for a children's book for my portfolio for children's illustration, which is separate to my animation design portfolio. So yeah, today to catch anyone up who's new, we're drawing this cute little hedgehog. And I'd like, today's goal is to like figure out what the hedgehog looks like. And with this drawing, I feel like we're getting pretty close. I'm excited. Figure out what the hedgehog looks like and do like one maybe little drawing of this hedgehog. But then like my goal is to have a few drawings of this hedgehog as though like on a picture book spread. And that would be really cute. And then I can pop that in my portfolio and go to publishers and agents and be like, hello, look, it's a cute picture book style. I should like to draw some picture books, please. And yeah. Yes. So, because I most of the time I work in animation, but I also really want to work in picture books. So I've got two portfolios. Because they're a little different actually. They're a little different. Animation design portfolio is more like, this is how I figured everything out, and this is how it works, and this is how you could have designed this object, and this is how you spin it around and how it should look from every side. This is how it works when it's moving. This is all of the details. Whereas because it's like you're trying to give that to other members of the team so that they can make the stuff. Whereas picture book illustration portfolio is like, this is what I would illustrate. This is what a page in the illustration, this is what this is what a page in a picture book would look like if I drew it, basically. And like these are the sort of characters that I would draw, and this is the sort of art style that you can expect from me. And your animation portfolio is a bit more like you have styles that you're trying to do, but you might have a few different styles to show that you're flexible and that you can work on a production. A few similar but related, you want to, it's tricky. It's hard to say exactly, but in animation, it's good to be flexible. It's good to be able to adapt to an art style. Whereas in illustration and picture books, in my research, I'm learning that people really want you to have a style that is your style that you can consistently produce. So when they hire you, they know what your drawings are going to look like, basically. Yeah, so two portfolios basically is what I've got. I'm still not sure about this collar. let's go. What if they were like big? And it was like, it's like the little flappy bits of a collar. We look so business. Unlike punk rock over here. Can have a little flap around the side there. That's cute. Okay, now we've got this weird little space here, which is awkward and I don't like it and it's too complicated. So let's see if we can simplify that at all. Just go shirt. Maybe button. Something, maybe. Maybe. Does now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, looks like a little knight. Like a little squire. Supposed to be a little business. A little friend who might audit your pantry. Just feel like a little like hat with a feather or something. That's what's coming to mind. It's supposed to be business. Business. Very respectable, professional hedgehog. Like all of us, cannot escape capitalism. Must have gainful employment. As a pantry auditor. Now, who's paying for pantry auditing services? I don't know, because this little hedgehog steals away in the night and audits the pantry. And maybe they just leave like a little bill on the table. Please pay me 3 acorns. Because your pantry looks a lot better now. Go outside, pick me some acorns. Do they eat acorns? What do hedgehogs eat? I don't know. I'm making that up. Do they eat like bugs? I imagine bugs. I don't know. Fruits? Berries? Berries would be cute. I really don't know what hedgehogs eat. Okay, wait. Okay, so we've got this. This is like base little friend. This is outfit 1. Let's copy that and make some adjustments. What if there was a tie? What if there was a tie? The tie would be like a big tie. Now, but that doesn't really leave room for button, but I suppose it's like button or tie. We can't have both. There's no room. This little guy is little. He doesn't have space. Collar tucked in, maybe? That feels very businessy. Just deeply appropriate. Okay. Button. Yeah, button feels more like a page boy or like a knight. Tie feels more business. Okay, let's go tie. I'm gonna add, I really like the plaid on this one, so I'm gonna pop that on this one as well. So select the area and clean that up a little bit and also get rid of the little hand, the mitt. And now, am I on my own layer? Yes, I am. Big brush and something like a plaid. Nope. Do it again. Do it again. I'm gonna go more simple. Maybe we'll just color in the tie. I feel like this hedgehog has a really organized filing cabinet. And everything is labeled, but also everything is printed out or like handwritten. There's nothing digital. I'm just gonna tidy this up a little bit. Okay, I really like that one. The next challenge is, what does this little friend look like from the front? Keep looking at punk rock hedgehog. So awake. Okay, let's draw this hedgehog from the front. Let me just put together some layers into a group that save the file. Right. Now, front view hedgehog friend. Front view hedgehog friend is going to, let's move this one to the side because I feel like, because I'm right-handed, it'll be easier for me to see. Puppy to the left. Okie dokie. So we're about this big. We're gonna do a front view. Let's do a front like standing, but like looking to the side, but like hedgehogs eat berries, insects, and berries nuts. So that's adorable. That's exactly what I would expect as well. So hooray, my hedgehog food instincts are good. Yes. That's adorable. Thank you for letting me know. So maybe like because this little hedgehog audits pantries, and I think mostly in the vegetable division. And I feel like would it be if a little hedgehog's job is like auditing pantries and organizing and like leaving little notes that are like, you need to eat this before it goes bad, it's going to go bad in about 2 days, or like you're storing your carrots wrong. If that's this hedgehog's job, would this hedgehog nibble on the occasional berry, or would that be deeply illegal? Like paramount to insider trading or a crime. I think this hedgehog takes his job very seriously. Figuring out the eyes from the front. No, I think this hedgehog would not steal, but would leave a bill on the table. Big circle nose. So I'm not entirely sure that I'm getting the right shapes for these eyes yet, so I'm just going to play around with this for a little bit. See how they work from the front. This is like the big nose. It's a big circle. Let me just see. That is how big this one is. So trace over that, and let's just move it over here and see. No, it's not far off. Oh, you would totally eat bugs that get in the pantry. That's a really great idea. Yes. And but then also there'd be like a little note of warning, like you gotta fix this problem. I just do the eyes to the side for a little bit, just so I can feel like they're the same, and then we'll draw them to the front. And the little, I think this needs to change. Erase. Hmm. Just looking at a little bit more reference. Okay, let's just shrink that down and see if I can't tweak it. I feel like it's too tall. It's feeling too tall. Maybe I'll just, nope, wrong button. This button, haha. Something like that. And let's go over the top. I have a nice space here. Your cute little face with the little cheeks. That's looking a bit better. And no mouth. I think the mouth appears when the mouth is open, which is adorable. There's no little mouth. There could be a little mouth like there. Oh, that's cute. That's pretty cute. It's a little bean-shaped mouth, but when the mouth is closed, there's no mouth. This is looking more like it. So spike, spike, spike. And little feet like sort of turned out a little bit. Super sweet. Little tiny claws. Leaving little paw prints. Waistcoat, new layer. Down here. What if the tie was big? Is that too big? But like, it's either not big enough or it's, you know what I mean? There's not enough contrast. I'd like to see the bottom of the waistcoat though, because that is what makes it look waistcoaty. Do this little shirt, and just gonna move this over. I'm running out of room. Correct layer. Bill K says, it's only been a week, but I forgot how cute your drawings are. I was expecting a normal kind of cute hedgehog. That's amazing. Thank you for saying that. That's very funny. A normal cute. That's fun. And arms. Arms, no. Tie. I kind of like the idea that he's just put on this little thing and his arms are stuck inside and he can't get out. Someone's got to help him. Do I have the power to see the world like this whenever? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, depends on what mood I'm in, but I like thinking that things are cute and assuming the cutest version of events. I think I anthropomorphize things a lot. And yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Okie dokie. I need more space. So this one, let's pop you down here. You just hold up the edge of the frame with that pencil. And this one, moving up so we can draw some arms. Never forget punk rock hedgehog. Makes me laugh every time I look at him. He's so awake. Okay, back to business hedgehog. Arms. Arms. What are we doing? Do we have little pockets? Can we do a little pocket? Where do pockets go? On waistcoats. Okay, they're sort of like, but so they're sort of here and here, but there's like stitching. And then put a little, that's what can fit in these little pockets, just tiny hedgehog hands. No, let me just tweak that a little bit. Can do, you know, like thumbs in pockets kind of thing. That could be fun. Maybe with this one, we are gesturing broadly. Every time I draw a hand, I'm like, which side is the thumb on? No. Just gonna I'm feeling like this little friend needs to be leaning back a little bit. So I'm just gonna push it this way. That's fine. I'm not cheating at all. Got the right layer. And now, for this other arm, I don't even know about this near arm. I'll change my mind. Who is making all these tiny little outfits? That's the real question. Trying to figure out what to do with this arm in such a way that it's clear and readable. I think I'm going to go back to the pockets idea. Back to the pockets. But now I'm on a separate layer, whereas I was not before. So this one, and then like this. That's pretty cute. Okay, okay. The real question now that I figured out and I quite like how this hedgehog looks from the front. Let's see what the eyes look like when they are not pushed all the way to the side. So that's this one. And so I'm just going to copy paste that so that I've got both versions. Ooh, what's happening? Oh, auto saving. Set that off. Get rid of this one. And now eyes to the front, probably like this. Yeah. That's cute. And let's not forget these little spots here are eyebrows. Aw. Yay. Bring that back up. I'm curious about I have a thought. I don't think it's possible though, because this character doesn't really have shoulders, but I don't know that we can do it, but I'm thinking like suspenders would be cute. But I don't think it makes sense. Like, where would they go? They'd fall off. Into the plaid again. Plaid, 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 plaid. Where did I put this one? There. Delightful. Could it be like a little bit like cute chubby cheeks, a little bit puffy over the clothing? What layer is that one on? There it is. Nope. Erase. Cool, let's save. Cute. My gosh. Little hedgehog friend. Now, how about thank you to these two? They were important steps, but I'm just going to turn them off. But they're still there, don't worry. Let's draw this hedgehog in a few different ways so that we can really get a sense of the hedgehog. Also, what time is it? It is 20 past 11. Cool. So we've been here nearly 2 hours. Nice. Okay, what should this little hedgehog be doing? So this little hedgehog is gainfully employed as a pantry auditor. And so they steal away into the night and they will get into your pantry and just like organize it for you and leave little notes that are like, you know, you got to eat this by tomorrow. It's going to go bad. And also, you know, if you have any pantry violations, like if there are bugs, as we were saying before, this little hedgehog will eat the bugs, but also will leave you a little citation that's like, you know, you don't do it again. Because bad for pantries to have bugs. So yeah, that's this little hedgehog's job. So let's think about some like activities that little hedgehog friend would do. And also, I feel like this hedgehog needs a name. And I think it's gonna have to be like a fancy name. Like I don't know, something like respectable, you know? Like a long name or something. I like the tie, it's really cute. Okay, so what should this hedgehog be doing? Maybe, inspecting a vegetable. Inspecting what is a good vegetable? A capsicum? Capsicums are pretty cool looking. A turnip. It's the ultimate vegetable. Let me just look up what a turnip looks like. And then we'll draw this little hedgehog inspecting a turnip. Turnips are so cute. My favorite Pokemon is Oddish because Oddish is basically a turnip with a face. It's great. Perfect. They achieved perfect Pokemon in first generation with Oddish. This is a turnip. I'm running out of room. Running out of room. Okay, yeah, that's a turnip. The quickest turnip I ever drew. Okay, let's just move this little one down. Down you get. And now. We're looking. Wild Silver Studio is Arthur McDuff. Is that the name that you're suggesting? I must say, my fiance's name is Arthur, so I don't know that we can name him Arthur. But it's such a good name. McDuff is a cute surname. What about like Alistair? I think Alistair's a really cute name. Alistair McDuff. How does a hedgehog inspect a turnip? And also, how big is a turnip compared to a hedgehog? Show me a photo of a turnip in a hand. Okay, I've seen one photo of someone holding turnips, and the turnips are bigger than a hedgehog, or about the same size. So we're gonna go about that big. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to draw the same poses down here, but it is going to be fairly similar. Now I feel like this nose might be too big. Nose might be bigger than I have drawn on the others. So let's just zoom in and shrink that down. Make sure we have nice volume. His cute little mouth. Oh. Alistair Higglespike is amazing. Amazing. Alistair Higglespike. Also, fun fact, Traveler of Places is my brother. Everyone go follow him. He's great. Alistair Higglespike. Now I have to write that down somewhere. One moment while I pop it in my notebook. Also, thank you for telling me how to spell Alistair. Higgle Spike of the Lower Forest Higgle Spikes. Okie dokie. So, I think we need a clipboard of some kind, but like it's got to be a big clipboard. A clipboard. How to make a clipboard that makes sense at this scale. Looking around the room for inspiration. Maybe it's like a little notebook or something. Like a little like ring notebook. One of those little ring notebooks. And there's this piece of paper on the back here. And I feel like it should be a little bit crinkly. And where is the ground? We need legs. Let's move the whole thing up. And we've got this little arm holding, pencil. Aha! And now some little spiny bits. And this curves this way because it's leaning away from us. And it's a really sharp pencil. Really sharp pencils are really satisfying. Sharp pencil. Oh, it's such a big turnip. Oh no. Can we get just like a little bit more chubby, or is that gonna change the effect of the face? No, I think I like it being a bit... do I? Back and forth and back and forth. Just a little bit chubby, but not too chubby because we're stretching up, so all of that shape is kind of being stretched up. Let's just get rid of this. Too much. Little eyebrows and something weird's happened. What's happened? Okie dokie. Now, that was the first time I said okie dokie this stream. Last stream I said it so many times. I was like, why do I say this so much? Okay, outfit. Did I forget his ears? Ah, no ears. We can't have it. That's probably... Little round ears. Somewhere about there. Okay, so that's there. Then they should go here. Ah, looks better. There was something missing. They do have tiny ears anyway. Tiny, tiny. Okay, let me just pop these in the right folders. That's this folder, that's this one. Pop that in there. Pop that in there. Pretty sure that's not connected to this one. Okay, cool. Ears. Now, because we're looking up, the ears are gonna be, I don't know, here? Let me just flip this to make sure that it's looking what I think it's looking like. Clip Studio is great because you can just flip the view and it doesn't actually flip the file, and so it happens really quickly, which is good. It's a good program. Oh, it's a big turnip. Just a little bit more spikiness. No, it doesn't match. This much spikiness? Kind of looks like slicked back hair, like when you go to do business at a business job. If you had like short hair, you might sort of pomade it back. Something like that. Okay. Outfit. I already made a layer for it. Awesome. Okay, what is the outfit? It's a waistcoat. I'm noticing that those waistcoats are not the same. One of them looks a little bit taller than the other. Not to get distracted. Gonna move these down a little bit. Undo. Whoops. Selected too many layers. This one. This one. And then we have to click this button, and then I can move it just one layer. Lovely. Now, with this, because it's all transparency and drawn over the top of each other, I'm just going to stretch it down. Right? No. Maybe I like erase into it a little bit. And I just kind of like extend it haphazardly. And then use that blur brush. Cool, and back to this one. Right, yes. Just extend that a little bit, and I'm just going to pull this down so that it is free of the body shape. Okay, that looks better. Now, finally, outfit. So it's this bit goes, there's like a collar, and it goes kind of, and if we keep it low, then it really looks like the head is looking up. Because like it would probably be up there on the other ones, but the head is lifted up, so therefore there has to be more room there. So therefore this is I'm going to keep it down here. And now the next bit I think is the tie. Where does the tie go to? Just above the lower edge of the body. And I think this needs to be a little bit higher. And that, well, actually, I might just move it forward a little bit. Right, does that seem right? No, the collar looks too big. The collar looks too big. Is the body too tall? Could that be the problem? Let's move this up. Now let's select the body and squash. Not the body, the outfit. There's a big turnip. Cute little friend whose job is to audit the pantry. It's just such a cute idea. Once again, let me just name once again. So last stream, Tatsudon, Tatsudon, is the one who suggested that I draw a cute little hedgehog who lives in a wine cellar and catalogs the wine at night. So I've just tweaked it to be a little hedgehog who audits a pantry because I quite like this as an idea for my children's picture book portfolio. And I feel like children, they're probably not wine drinkers, right? Probably not. So that's why I was like, let's do a pantry with fruits and vegetables and like just food. There's something really cute about fruits and vegetables though, but I'm sure pantry, like this little hedgehog would be a professional and would audit all sorts of food in the pantry. And it would all be about like, are you storing this correctly? Have you eaten this before its use by date? Do you have bugs in your pantry? Is it dusty in here? When was the last time that you threw out your old food that you have been keeping for years? This jar of what? Like peppercorns. Why do you still have this? It's 12 years old. What a cutie. Just comparing to the old ones as I go up and down here, just looking at the proportions. Okay, now I'm noticing. The thing is, like when you draw one and then you draw a few others and then you come back to one of them, you'll see other things that just kind of need to be adjusted. So this tie is 2 front on, so I'm just gonna make it a bit more side on there. Cute. Adorable. And the nose is a big circle, but we're looking up. Is that the best spot for the mouth? Would it be funnier if it was somewhere else? Nope, too far. Looking at this one, I think the mouth kind of appears as needed. Oh. And now I'm thinking the eye looks not right. Let me shrink, well, not shrink, lower the opacity on that one, and I'll just have another go at the eye. This whole like region here. And just looking at the other one. Okay, so it's going to be something there, and then just very sort of subtle, but little like tweaks that just help it kind of make sense. Dimensionally speaking, comparing it to the other one. Oh, I just really like that sound. It's very much like, oh my gosh. These little indications of eyebrows without actually having full eyebrows. This is just kind of chubby. And let me just turn down the clothing layer and a bit more fluffy cheeks here. Just the clothing layer. This one, let's just get rid of those. Still not quite it. Okie dokie. I've said it again. This phrase that I cannot stop saying. Okie dokie. Now I'm just gonna stare at them for a second, just to make sure does it feel right. No. This is regret. Bring back this line. Should this be like lower? No. No, I think there's something going on with the face. Let me just scribble over this one for a second. Do we want more of a shape here? Yeah, I think so. I think we do. Okay, so with that in mind, yeah, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right, does it? Not quite it. It is tricky though to do like heads tilted upwards. That's a tricky thing to do. Let me keep trying. I feel like that feels more similar. Is the mouth higher? No. No. It's just a tricky little thing. Just gotta figure this out a little bit. That's feeling a bit better. Yeah, it's just a lot of like little tweaks and like compare it to the previous ones that I've drawn and just like keep looking back and forth and thinking like what is different, what is not lining up. This is like the center. I think that's looking better. Yeah. I feel like that looks more like the others. Hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome everyone. Drawing a cute little hedgehog who audits pantries. That's his job. He audits pantries. He looks at your food and he's like, gotta throw this out. Why is this still here? Okay, yep, cool. Feeling better about that. That feels more related to the previous drawings that I've done, which are these ones. It's a little hedgehog. He's got a normal pencil. They don't make hedgehog-sized pencils. They don't. Ooh. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this back up and I'm just going to get rid of the this part of the sketch because now it's in the way. Get out. Adorable. Got this little hand here. It's really tricky to write with these big pencils. What is he written on this? I think he forgot the I in turnip and he's just written terp. Make sure that's an N, not a H. Cute, I love it. Save. Aw, we're off to work. We're doing business. Filing our documents. I wonder if, let me just try something on this one. What if I just, the whole face, what if we just move the face over? What happens? Are we going to have regrets? No, I feel good about it. Yeah, that was it. Cool, save. Now what should we do? Let's think, what time is it? It's 10 to 12. So, I feel like we figured out the hedgehog, which is great. That was my goal for today. Figured out what his cute little shape is. Drew him in a few different poses. Can I, in this next little time, draw one up? I really like the turnip pose. It's cute. Oh gosh. It's so tall. Yeah, I think maybe I'll do one more pose sketch. Maybe that's what I'll do. What should that be, I wonder? Let me just have a moment to think. Unless anyone has any suggestions, that would be great to hear. Thinking like something that this little hedgehog does as part of his job. A little moment that we can draw. But not too complicated. Think simple. Simple moment. It could just be like standing on a carrot. That could be cute. Standing on a carrot, looking at it, and like looking at it really closely. That could be cute. That could be cute. I don't want to shrink these down. Oh, there's a layer. There's a layer. Pop that layer in the correct folder. Get down here. Okay, now all together. I don't want to shrink these down, but it's fine because this canvas that I'm drawing on is probably too big. It's like A3, which is maybe too large, but it's fine because it means that I like to draw things a bit too large, because then I never have to worry about the file being too small, like the drawing being too small. Like if I wanted to make a print of it, and it's better that the drawing is too large and higher quality than too small. So I waste a lot of computer space because I draw big. Okay, popping that in a folder. That's in a folder. Let's move you up. Let's move you up, and then we've got a perfect little space for a horizontal carrot. Pop that up. Nice. And let's save the file. It's Alistair. What did we name him? Alistair Higglespike. Of the lower forest Higglespikes. I really liked it. Now, carrot. A carrot. Now, first of all, how big are carrots compared to hedgehogs? Carrot. Looking it up. Looking it up. All I need is to see someone holding a carrot in their hand, because a hedgehog is about the size of a hand. Well, that person's got giant carrots. That's not realistic. You can't see the reference that I'm looking at, but I'm just Googling carrot. If you Google carrot, you go to Google Images, and then you'll see this person holding these carrots that are the size of half a human. That's unrealistic. We can't all have carrots that are like that. There's got to be an average carrot. Okay, cool. Average carrot is... okay, cool. Sort of... I don't know if I'm gonna... I want to be able to draw the fluffy bits as well, but I don't know if I have space, because I haven't really left myself space. And I could acquire that space. That's not difficult. But I don't really want to, because I like them all being on one page. What do carrot leaves look like? I'm just going to indicate, because little frondy bits. They're kind of fluffy. There's little leafy leaves. Yeah, little leafy leaves, little fronds. I like doing little heart shapes for leaves. If I'm drawing grass, I'll do like grass like this. And then I'll just do a little like heart twig. I really like doing that. Indicate some depth. Thicken the lower lines. Thicken anything that's touching the ground. Underside of shapes get a little bit thicker. Just indicating a little bit of depth and a little bit of shadow. And carrots. Ooh, does this carrot have... it's still got the soil on it, and that is why it's in violation of the pantry code, because you should wash them before you put them in the pantry. Although I have actually heard that you should store carrots in water in the fridge, so maybe that's also a violation. The carrot is not washed. It's a carrot. Let's make that go lower. And now I'm picturing... have I even left enough room? Oh no. Let's move that carrot down. We can fit this all. We can do it. Okay, so we are... I think we're standing on the carrot. Now let's just think, how big is it? How big is the carrot? How big is the hedgehog? The hedgehog is going to be this-ish big. So do we stand on the carrot or do we stand behind the carrot? Is there room behind the carrot? Because his legs are so small. Just be entirely covered up. Maybe we'll go behind the thicker part of the carrot. and we're looking down. So this is like, is that about the right size? That might be too big again. Doing eyes. Thank you for stopping by Wild Silver Studio. Bye bye. Okay, we're standing behind the carrot. I still wonder if the nose is too big. Let's just zoom in and shrink it down a little. Hedgehog hearts. Bye. Okay, but trying this little carrot friend. Carrot hedgehog friend. Now can we do like a slightly different expression? So that one's like, whoa. These ones are happy and just sort of looking. Let's do like, we're really like, is this a good, what's going on with this carrot? Just drop the eyebrow here. Like this does not seem up to code. Surely everyone's read the pantry code. We could do little sad ears. Little like, oh, I'm not impressed. This doesn't look good. Okay, let's just take a second, compare with the others. Yeah, okay, I think that's going okay. So I'm gonna make sure we've got nice volume in the head here. So let's have this interrupting the eye a little bit more. And then little spiky bits here and spikes around. And no mouth in this one because it's closed, so it disappears for this character, I've decided. But also because we're looking down, there's not a lot of room for the mouth. Like we could probably fit a mouth here, but I don't want to. I don't want to. Okay, let's go. Lower that down. Next layer, let's fit in the little outfit. Oh, I've just thought of like this little hedgehog probably steams their little waistcoat and hangs them up in little wardrobe. So this and goes around here. Does that seem right? Probably. My art style reminds you of Disney. That's amazing. I would love to work for Disney. I would love to work on a feature animated film. That's the goal. But the goal for this character is picture books. That's another goal of mine. I have many goals. This one's, yeah. So for picture books. But I think generally, yeah, my art style is definitely influenced by Disney and feature studios. Animation. That's most of my job is animation, so that's where that comes from. Okay, a tie. And the tie is going to be pretty covered up, so we'll probably just do like this a little bit. Let me get a little bit more waistcoat in there. And the waistcoat is so cute. The waistcoat goes like, or something. Now, sorry, I keep moving the screen a whole bunch. I hope I'm not making anyone dizzy. That might come up here a little bit more, and this comes around like that. Okay, I'm having another thought. Rather than looking at the carrot, what if we're looking at there's like they've like picked up a bunch of the soil on their finger and they're just like looking at their little finger. So what does a tiny little hand, and there's like just a bunch of this is so tiny. No, it's gonna be really hard to see. It's a good idea, but it's gonna be really hard to see. Um Maybe it's just like a hands on hips. How do hands go on hips? I'm just gonna do that and figure out what that is like. So it's sort of like maybe mm, 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 mm. We're just like leaning in and like looking. Hmm. What to do with the arms here? Maybe it's like kids kind of do finger painting, or like they'll put their whole hand in like a thing of paint. Maybe they're just like swishing around the mud on the carrot. Let me just lower that. Lower that. New layer. That's pretty cute. That so the I think like the hole on the waistcoat where the arm goes just kind of moves wherever the arm needs to be, wherever it needs to be. Does the the, does he need like a little sleeve? Probably, right? Because otherwise it's like a sleeveless little business vest. Yeah, sleeves are the way. Just very quickly update that on all these other drawings. Little bit of a sleeve. Respectable. So this is curving down because the arm is reaching forward like that. Just wondering about the tie on top of the carrot. That's cute, but it does get in the way of the swishy around mud that I want to do, which will look like swishy around mud. I think this little hedgehog is like obviously auditing pantries and like reorganizes pantries. Do you think this little hedgehog would like clean this carrot? I think it depends on how much time is in his schedule. Like when he sees the problems, he does try to fix them, and he'll let you know, like, don't do that again. But you know, if he's got a busy night, maybe he can't get to everything. That's why his service is so valuable. He doesn't just audit your pantry, he fixes your pantry. Let's compare. Looking at the faces, do they look kind of the same? Adorable. This carrot needs a wash. Oh my gosh, too far. Cute. Just gonna adjust some of these opacities. And let me just get rid of these construction lines here a little bit. Just want to make this a little bit more round. So, rid of that. Oop, auto saving. Thank you, program. Lovely little outfit. Nice. Let's do a little bit of plaid on these two that I didn't do. Is that this folder? Yes, it is. Let's do a little bit of plaid. Select where the waistcoat is. And this bit. And now big pencil. Yeah, nope. More big. Plaid, 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 plaid. And then we color in the tie. Sweet. That goes in this one. Right. Yes, nice. This one is down here. So let's do another little bit of plaid here. Big pencil and plaid, 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 plaid. Thin, thin, thin. Deselect and color in the tie. Oop, nope, gotta make that 50% opacity. Color in the tie. Cute. So these are really, these are still quite rough, but I'm really happy with where this character's going. What a cutie. Alistair, sorry, what was the last name? Alistair Higglespike. Professional pantry auditor. Cool. Yeah, so I might do more on this over the next few streams. That would be fun. I might work on it on my own in between. just because I really want to draw a few drawings of this character for my character design, not my character design portfolio, my picture book portfolio for children's picture books. I think it's such a cute little character. So yeah, I'd like to keep developing this character. So we might do more on these next stream. But I might work on these in the meantime. So next stream will be, let me just look at my calendar. I really like this time slot that we're in right now. So I'm thinking, yes, I'm thinking Monday morning for me. So Monday morning, 9:30 for me in Sydney, which for you, picture about 3 hours ago, almost 3 hours ago is when I'm going to be starting these. And yeah, I think next time I'll probably do a bit more on Alistair Higglespike. He's such a cutie little hedgehog. But yeah, I might leave the stream there for now because we've been here for nearly 3 hours and probably should have some lunch soon. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, I might wrap it up here. So let's just make sure that the file is saved. And yeah, I'll keep going on these next week. Cool. I hope you all have a super wonderful week. And yeah, Alistair Higglespike. Okay, I'm gonna get going. So thank you everyone. Don't forget that if you missed any of this stream, you can watch all of my streams as a replay on the live tab on my YouTube channel. So you don't have to miss any of it. Cool. Okie dokie, bye-bye.